Welcome back, everybody. And today is Watercolor Tuesday. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Beautiful day here. So far, it's not too hot, which is great for the garden because all the blooms are lasting. And it's peony season, so guess what we're drawing today? And I did pick a peony. And we're going to be experimenting again with color mixing and color matching, I guess you could say. And it's very important for anybody that's getting into any kind of art, actually, because it'll save you money and also gives you a better knowledge of color theory when you start doing this. Just let me get my chat popped out. Hey, Brenda, good to see you. So this here is the peony that we're going to be drawing. Let's see, you should put it here, I guess. Or here, I guess. You guys can draw it or see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to see the center. I might have to lighten it a bit on StreamYard. Let's see, just so you can see the inside of that. That's a little better, although you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but that's the color, kind of. It's a little faded out, but I guess about there. And the center, beautiful stamens, gold stamens, and look at the blue pink, almost like little pink mountains in there. Very bright. Love it. So I think it's very hard to know where to put this. So it's, you're not going to see what I'm doing here. Now, right now we're going to do color matching. So I guess I don't have to have it in the vase. Very strong stem, these ones. These are called Coral Dawn or Coral Dream. I can't remember. Coral Dawn, I think. And as this ages, it turns into a cream colored peony. These ones don't have scent though. Even the back is awesome looking on these peonies. This is the color that it turns. Eventually it fades out to this beautiful cream color with the gold stamens and what do you call these? Antlers? No. I should know this and I don't. Can't remember. Stamens and anyone know? But these are so beautiful and they last for quite a while this season because the weather has been fairly cool, which helps with staying Maybe I'll cut this down a little bit. That way I can put it in the... These particular type of peony actually don't need staking, which is great. So today, what I'm going to do is we're going to go back into that. If you watched last Thursday, we did some color mixing of poppies, but with acrylic paint. So I'm going to do the same thing basically with this one, but instead of acrylic paint, we're going to be using watercolor. I have my palette here. This is the typical palette that I normally use. And I have a few pinks here. Quin Red, Scarlet Lake, Pyrrole Orange. Those will probably be in this because it's a little, this one's a little bit on the coral side. So we're going to try and take all the different shades and colors that are in these and try to match them as close as we can with our paint. So I'm going to start off with, I think this is Quin Red. Yeah, Quin Red by Winsor & Newton. And if you have a little piece of scrap paper, you can always, look at that, very, very close. May not show on the screen, but that is very close to the color. Yeah, so close. I might just use that. Might be a little tiny, there is that color in there, but there's also a little bit of a dustier shade in there too. But we'll start off with this one. So this one is Winsor & Newton Quin Red. And I'm just going to put some here in my palette. And let's just paint a nice square of this color. And you can document what the colors are as you're using them. So that's a perfect color. And then to gray that down, what you can do is add a touch of green to it. Sometimes that'll work. This has kind of got a little bit of alizarin crimson in it. So I think that's what I'm going to do is add just a smidge of that and see what we can get with that. So alizarin crimson by M. Graham. So it's very similar to that one. Not much of a difference. But very, I think it might be too clean looking. I need that dustiness to it. Could almost go into purples too. Let's see. Yeah, I think if I add a little bit of dioxazine purple, you don't need much because dioxazine purple is extremely strong. So I mix just a smidgen of that, and I'll put it beside there. Show you. Yeah, that's a good color. I need a little stronger though, so we'll go with that Quin Red again. Or Quin Red, yeah. And then some dioxazine purple, just a smidgen. And I do want it a little bit stronger. No, that's too strong. Let's try that again. So there's kind of this undertone, kind of a dusty undertone. Yeah, that's good. So a beautiful dusty color here. You can put them in really dark or light, whatever you want to do. And then we can even get darker, even getting into this. So that was the alizarin crimson. So it's a little bit more on the reddish side. And then just a smidgen of the yeah, I guess I could put dioxazine purple in there. Make it a little darker, a little bit thicker consistency. So a lot of times it's not changing the color, but the consistency of what you are using. Yeah, so there's this. Love it. Okay. Now inside here, you can see that it kind of goes into more of a soft, watered down, peachy color almost. So if we use some of this and water it down slightly, let's see what we get. We do get a nice color, but I want a little bit on the peachy side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of Pyrrole red in there and see what we get. Okay, that's pretty good. And then very, very watered down. So it's almost on your cream side. If you have an opaque watercolor, you could add a little bit of white to that. And then, of course, the cream. Now, I don't have a watercolor that color, but I do have some white gouache. You can use what mix of gouache in your paints. I have a little bit here that's got yellow in it, but you can always water this down because it is a kind of a creamy color, so a little more white than yellow. And then put that on. And then beautiful, beautiful color of the stamens that are this beautiful color. I would say it's Indian yellow, to be honest with you. That's even bright. So maybe we need to add a little bit of ochre with it. Let's see what we get. So I'm going to mix some of that. And a little bit of ochre. Just to dull that down a little bit. Let's see what we get. Even a little bit more. A little more ochre. With that. And that should do it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so those are our stamens. Now they can be lighter or darker by shadow or highlight. So you can add maybe a little bit more of Indian yellow on one side. And then we have the hot pink tips of these little center parts. Bright, bright pink. So let's go into Quin Magenta, probably do. Let's see. They're a little bit on the red side, so I'm going to put a little bit of red with that. A little more Quin. This is how I normally figured out colors. There, that's perfect. So that's for the center of those flowers. And then this pretty green. This is a really pretty green. It's almost a what you call that? It's very light. It's not really blue, but let's see. I think I would go a little bit into the Green Apatite Genuine. And there is some yellow in that also, or even a little bit of this might work. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. So it's kind of a succulent color. In the center. Very pretty. And then last but not least, we have the vegetative part of the stem, which is this beautiful green, which I would say is more of a leaf green by Da Vinci. Let's see what we can do. A little bit bright. Let's dull it down with a little bit of Green Apatite Genuine. It's not bad. That's going to work. So Green Apatite Genuine and a little bit of the leaf green make a really nice green. I usually use a mix in my greens when I do my foliage leaves. Now this green is really, really dark. And I would say it's praline green with some Green Apatite Genuine. Let's see what we get. I'm going to put some over here. It's very, very dark. But not as blue as what they're, yeah, what is it, the praline green. There, that's good. So there's a nice green. And you can make it as strong or as weak as you want. Oh, thanks, Brenda. It's fun. Just play with, get something out that you love, and just play. See what colors you can get in to this. It could be anything. It could be a postcard, it could be a photograph or something out of a magazine or something real life, and just see if you can match it with the colors you already have in your palette. And it doesn't have to be watercolor, it could be anything. Alright, so, I think, well, maybe I better label those now while I know what it is. Knowing me, okay, that was Daniel Smith, green, appetite. Genuine with Daniel Smith, Perling green. And white, how do you spell gouache? And what was that? DS. No, that's green appetite. And this was Da Vinci, leaf green, and DS green app. This one was alizarin, I think. MG alizarin, and a bit of dioxazine, wasn't it? This was Winsor Newton Quinn Red, and see, I already forget what that was. Quinn Red and or maybe it was just watered down. This was white and Indian yellow. Quinn Red and magenta. And this was Quinn Red. This was Quinn Red and alizarin. All right. So there's our colors. Now we can take this and draw it. And I think I'm going to bring you guys in and we'll see about drawing this. I'm going to put it like that for now. Okay, I don't need that anymore for now. I think I'll do, I guess I'll do that. Hold the glass so I don't spill it. Okay, so we're going to draw it like this. So I'm going to draw it from the monitor the way I'm seeing it. So we have the circular shape. So always look at your shapes. So it is basically a ball. And I'm going to actually darken this up a little bit so you can see what I'm drawing. Like that. So we have a ball. And then from that ball, we have a few petals that were just starting to emerge from the backside, basically. So it's not exactly a round ball you're seeing. So you can start putting those in some of the areas. So they kind of stick out a little bit. And one down here. You don't have to be exact either. And then they're cupping each other. Like that. And as you go in, you might see the inside of some of them. Because they're fitting into each other. It's kind of like a rose, actually. So this one here. And just work your way in from there. So I'm not making these exactly the same as what is showing. I'm just giving an indication of it. I'm not going to spend hours trying to make this perfect. So if you can just try and get the what would you call it? Don't have to be perfect in everything, but if you get the main characteristics of it in, then that's all you need. Unless you're doing a photorealistic, type of painting, then you want to take your time. That. But I'm just going to have some fun here. I just want to document this. Some fluffies in there. That. This is kind of open a little bit in here. So you're seeing more of the outside edge than the inside edge because it isn't quite opened. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You can really get lost in trying to find where all the petals are. So if you want to take the time and do a real detailed rendering of it, then take your time and do it. This here, a little bit like that. And then this one sticks out. It's inside though, like that. And then there's this here. Has some weird internal. And then we have, let's see, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2 little ones down there, 7. And that's basically more in this area here. It's kind of off center just for the way it's been. So like this. And then there's 2 little ones in here, like that. And then they have these funny little peaks. I'm just looking at it from my top. That, and then there's these few little lines like that. And then you can take your eraser and just take that circle line, your guiding line, circle out that you put in. You don't need those. That, and then the stamens are just all over the place. So they're not evenly distributed either. They're kind of all over the place. And they're kind of like a banana shape. And some of them are hidden but behind these petals. And they go out quite a distance, as you can see. I could actually even put more petals in here, and I might. So just start putting some of these funny shapes in, and they're all over the place. And some of them are a little straighter, some of them are more curved, some are bigger, some are smaller. So you don't have to be accurate as far as the shape. And then don't put them in evenly spaced. You want some overlapping. You want some that are in more of a congested area of them. And then there's sparse in other areas. It's more realistic that way. So this area up here was a little bit more, I guess it's because of the way it was, the flowers kind of on a tilt a little bit. So you're seeing one side a little bit more than the other. And they're more packed in along the edges because they're falling over each other. So just kind of put them in there and go underneath them, each one, so it looks like they're overlapping each other. So you'll see some that are hidden by others. You'll only see parts of some. And then there's the little stamen stems that are more in this area, closer to the center. But you can't really see them a lot. You can put some of them in. So I'll put a few of those in there. Then you can crisscross them because they're all over the place. This area here is a little more condensed. I don't know if you can see that. So do you guys like drawing flowers from the garden, or would you like to see something else? So I'm just doing my passion, but if you want to see, I don't know, something else, just leave a comment. It's very, very concentrated in here. And this one's kind of hidden because of the petal, but add a few. Half one's kind of peeking underneath there. That. And then I do see a kind of a leaf sticking out there. And let's put another one right here. Like that. Now the leaves, we can put probably, well, maybe leaf over here. So they usually, this is, they're shaped kind of like, they're 5 leaves, but the center 3 are kind of attached. So let's just put, They're kind of skinny. Center rib is more noticeable than any of the other veining. Okay, like that. And then what we can do is, if you're going to just have it like this and just nothing on it, you can use just a regular gel pen. Or if you're not sure, you might do some, then stick to your waterproof microns or that type of waterproof pen. Sharpie pen would work too. And the peony leaves are fairly smooth. They're not serrated edged at all. And they are separate. The two bottom ones or side ones on the bottom are usually separate. And we'll have that tucked under the flower. A little bit of a wave to it. And then the veins. And they meet at the same junction. And the vein is a little bit thicker as it comes down the stem. That. And then you could do this here. So I like doing a pencil first, and then you can come in and do a little bit of correcting if you have to when you do your pen work. You could fix it by erasing if you wanted to, but and then we'll just erase all of this later. And there's many, many types of peonies, different forms, different there's singles, there's semi-doubles, there's doubles, pom-pom, so many different lily ones they're called. This is a semi-double. I love doing these. They're a beautiful flower. They're one of my favorites, although I keep saying one of my favorites, but I think all of the flowers are in my garden are my favorite. I can't decide what one single one would be. They're so gorgeous. So if you're watching this and getting some inspiration or some ideas, make sure you press the subscribe button and the all button with the bell so you'll get notified. Or even just share. That would help too. So you don't always get the views you like because of the algorithm. And things have been a little bit tougher for the Canadian people that are doing videos because of the new bill that they put through the parliament, which limits the content. So make sure you share to help things out. That would be great. So I know a lot of us have been feeling that lack of views lately. And I know it's summer and all that, but there is a significant number change in the views. Or if you have any suggestions, leave some suggestions. I'm open up to, be kind and everything, but if you see something that maybe I should be doing, leave a suggestion. I'd love to know. Because you can't grow and improve if nobody says anything, right? Now, I don't know if I'm going to color this or leave it. What do you think? I love drawing. But I also love color. Oh, there, I missed a petal. Oh, that crazy petal that's in there. These are just starting to come out now. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of different varieties. And I also have a whole bunch of iris started to bloom. So maybe I'll do some irises too. I have a lot of different colors. It was a great year for them. They like it dry. So perfect for them. But not so perfect for some of the other plants that need to be a little moisture in the spring. I'll take probably a kneaded eraser and play with some of this, take away some of this graphite You can also leave some of it if you kind of looks like a little bit of a shadow if you left it, which would help. Why not? I like the look of it. This flower is cupped because it's not quite out all the way. It was cool out this morning, so it wasn't fully out. But I'm also going to be doing a couple commissions, but not watercolor, be acrylic. So if you want interested in watching me do those, let me know. A lot of times I'm not sure what you guys, whether that would be boring or let's see. I'm going to make these little things on the I don't know what they're called. It's a bright pink though. They're cool. On there. I'm going to make those, just color them in. So they're fairly dark. Like that. And I'm going to put some of those stems from the stamens in. There is like probably hundreds of them. Gives a little more interest. Make sure to crisscross some of them too, because they're all not standing in line at all. So they're kind of all over the place. A little bit thicker in areas than others, but kind of all over. Easy. I have to go off to work. Okay, Brenda, have a great day. Watch the rest of the evening. I will make sure to share your channel as much as possible. Thanks, Kathy, for all. Oh, thanks. How are you, Zandra? Zandra, I haven't forgot about your happy mail. I'm so terrible at mailing stuff. I get busy and then I completely forget to do stuff. And it's been getting harder and harder as I get older. I will try and do that this week. How are you finding your numbers, Zandra? Oops, I just lost my chat. There. All right. Now I want to put a little bit of shading in here. I'm just going to put a little bit of hash marks in the center here where they kind of touch. I know it's summer, but I'm seeing a lot of creators talking about their views are down, like, and especially Canadian. So they're not getting shown much because of that stupid bill that Canada put through about, oh, you're only supposed to show, I can't remember what the percentages of Canadian content. Uh-oh. Low? Yeah. I know summer has a big impact, but this is really low, though. I did hear that. Yeah. I guess there's, well, you know, the algorithm is hard enough to figure out as it is. So, oh, I gotta be careful what I'm erasing here because I had written down what I had put on. I have seen quite a few Canadian artists numbers drop like 50%. It's crazy. Okay, so I got that on. Like I always say, experiment in your book because you never know how to grow as an artist if you just stick to safe things. Like your book is for experimenting in. So play in it. Have some fun. Okay, there's the peony. Guess I could put a couple veins. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of veining in it, but there is some. I'm just going to put a few in here. I don't think they're not a certain pattern. Sometimes veins in leaves have a certain patterning. These ones don't necessarily. There's some short, some long. I'll probably go in and redo those names that I put down on my swatch. Some of them are long, some of them are short. If you can see that. They're not evenly spaced either, so it's an easy one. Okay. Just getting rid of my oh, for Pete's sakes, my notification so I can see chat. Gosh. Let's see, what could I do? Should I do this in color, or do you like it the way it is? There's some striations in the peony, but guess I could. I like it. Like that, but I think I'm going to do the center, just the center, instead of all the petals and stuff, just to emphasize how unique the center is. It's cool. I like the center. And where did I put my brush? So the center, let's do those green, beautiful green, I can't think of the word. Stamen? No, it's not stamen. What's the other name of the reproductive parts of the flower? Stamens, and I should know this, and it's totally out of my head. Indian yellow. And a little bit of ochre. And just tapping some of these. I'm not even going to do them all. I'll probably just do a few, just to represent what they are. And then could do some light, some dark. Might have to get some gouache paint because I colored the tops of those things black and they're that bright fuchsia pink. And the little stems of these kind of similar to in color, but they're a little bit lighter. So I'm going to put some of those in too, I think. There are a lot of them. Hey, Dot. Good to see you. Pistol? Could be. Hey, Lena. I'm going to put a little bit of this Henza yellow in, I think. Just a little bit lighter. And let's see, just in the center here where some of these are. You can still see the lines. And actually, I need a little bit of white. That's white ink. Where did you put that? A little tube of white gouache. Oh, I guess I'll have to use this acrylic gouache. Put it in a different container so I don't muck it up. And a different brush. I don't like using my watercolor brushes with the acrylic gouache because it's like acrylic paint. So use one of your other brushes. Let's see. Okay. So some of that and a little bit. I can still use my watercolor, but I'm going to use Quin Magenta by Winsor & Newton. So I want a nice pink. So right on the little tops here, those little, might have to put a little bit more white in there so you can cover this black up, but it'll work. I just got home from a walk and needed to see the stream from the start. Oh, just playing with color matching. It's fun. You just get a flower, whatever is striking your fancy, basically, at the moment, and try to match the colors. It could be from a book. It could be anything, really. And then you just play with it. And I just drew this peony, and I'm just putting in the background or the center part. Now this does have kind of a little bit of shadow in here where those green things are. If I ever, stamens, pistils. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I should know these things. And then let's put a little bit pink just in the center here, I think, kind of in the reverse. So I'm doing negative painting right now, but just in the very center. I'm not going to take it all the way out. I just want the center done. kind of like that look. Half done, basically. A little bit of color. Center. Just watering down my paint here on the side. Just a little bit of a pink indication of how these stamens are laying over top of the petal. So I'm kind of painting around it. Just playing, really. So that's how you figure your style out, or maybe you want something different that looks a little different than what you normally see. And you can't find those things out unless you try and experiment in your book. Just have fun. Try things, experiment. Think like a kid. Remember the kids? Remember when you were a kid and you would get an idea in your head and you would be grabbing your crayons and away you go. It didn't matter how it wasn't even planned. You just caution to the wind type of thing. Just played to see how things worked. You might have had an idea, but very intuitive, I guess, when you were a kid. You just kind of tried things, not knowing how they would turn out, just to figure how or if it would. And I think we all need to get back into that and stop treating your sketchbook as a precious little book that has to be perfect. It's hard to get out of that habit, believe me. But you'll do a whole lot more and you'll be less hesitant about doing more stuff in your sketchbook because it's not precious anymore. Okay, I think, where did I put that brush? Oh, here it is. I think I'm going to just bring this color out to the very edge of where all these petals are cupping. And then that'll be it. I think that'll look cool. So kind of painting around. A very light wash. So just to the edge here where those petals kind of curve over. So I picked this in the morning and it was pretty chilly out. It's only like 9 Celsius this morning. Just let it that. It's a little bit darker in here. It would be a little bit darker. Like that, I think. Hey, Joan. It's just a little bit. Just to show the intricacy of the center. And maybe this was the color I used. Maybe just a bit on the stem here. We'll just bring it up a little bit. But I won't bring it over top of the drawing or the swatches. Just enough to give more of a an eye to that leaf. I don't know why I like the look of half drawn, half painted stuff. I don't know why, but I do. I think it's interesting. Look. It's like that. And then just maybe this here. Just playing, nothing major. Experimenting with color. There we go. And that's it. So that's all I'm going to do for this peony. So I showed the peony. I love the backing of it. I think they're so gorgeous. And they turn this color as they age to go into this soft cream. It looks so pretty. And that's about it. So I think that's all I'm going to do today. And give me some ideas if you want to give me some suggestions if you're tired of seeing me do flowers. I'm a gardener and this is what's on my brain right now. It's like I spend most of my time outside in the garden. Can't garden as fast as I used to because of my knees. So, I'll do an hour of gardening and sit down for half an hour type of thing. So it takes me quite a while, but I still enjoy it. All right, so I'll let you guys go and I hope you give this a try. I think you would really have fun with it. It's very interesting to try and match colors, and it'll help you with your knowing of colors. The more you do, the more you see the colors properly. And you'll see, oh, it's got a hint of this or it's got a hint of that. So give it a try, and we'll see you guys on Thursday, hopefully. Um, my sister had to postpone her coming down, so she might be here on Thursday. So I'm going to stream anyways, but yeah, we'll see you Thursday, I guess. Have a fantastic day, and don't forget to be creative. Bye for now.